Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started to this podcast is brought to you by Final Form Subs. Final Form Subs is a supplement brand for everybody. If you need a multivitamin, I got multivitamins here. You need a multivitamin, if you need creatine, protein powder, organic bars of soap, if you need lifting gear, gym bag, you name it. You need stuff for your hair, your skin, your nails, beauty, personal care, all that stuff, gains, whatever you need, Final Form Subs has it. Go to finalformsubs.com. That's SUPPS, finalformsubs.com. Use promo code COACHSTRIB, all caps, no space. Get 10% off your order on supplements and personal care. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the NBA Coverage. Today we're going to talk about or recap round one of the NBA playoffs. I know it's a little late. Round two is kind of already like halfway through. Been traveling, have a lot going on. So I just now get into it, but we're going to recap round one and things we're seeing here in round two. So we're getting straight into it. So round one in the West, the first round, OKC Thunder played the New Orleans Pelicans. Now the Thunder swept the Pelicans. Pelicans had some issues with Zion being out because he ended up going out in injury in the play-in tournament against the Lakers. So it was pretty much on Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum to get it done. But without their star guy and their bully in the paint, it became a little difficult for them to get the dub over such a well-oiled machine in the OKC Thunder. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing phenomenal. They're just playing a well machine. They're young, but they've been here before because of last year. They had some playoff success a little bit early on. But OKC beats the Pelicans. Denver Nuggets beat the Lakers 4-1. Lakers look like they might have had a chance to get 2 wins in there. Then for the Lakers, they kind of fell apart. The first 3 games they should have won. They gave up double-digit points the first game. They were up 20 in the second game and came back at the Denver came back and won. So for the Lakers, it really should have went the other way. But the Denver Nuggets, they just found a way to win. They're late. They chipped away at the lead. For the Lakers, it really came down to their supporting cast. LeBron James and AD actually played phenomenal. So it's not on LeBron, it's not on AD. I know in past people talk about AD and his availability. That wasn't an issue. AD played great, monstrous. It was really the supporting cast and the bench. Austin Reeves didn't play bad, but there are times when they needed him to step up, and it didn't really happen. D'Lo's a little inconsistent here and there. He had the game they won, he played well. He'd go on little streaks. And then Rui Hachimura was kind of up and down. He didn't really produce in the way he did in the regular season. And then the bench for the Lakers just didn't go well. I know at one point, I believe after 2 or 3 games, their bench had like 62 minutes and they have scored 0 points. Then, or I believe that's in the first 2 games. The game 3, their bench had only scored 17 points. And that 17 points came from Prince. It came from one guy. So it really was a struggle for the Lakers to find their supporting cast or get their second unit to get going. So when LeBron has to sit or AD has to sit, or God forbid, I don't think they both ever sat. I don't think that's even an option. But when one of them has to sit and the second unit comes in, it's either AD having to carry the whole load without LeBron, or it's LeBron having to carry the whole load without AD, and their supporting cast kind of struggling to get the ball into the basket. And then defensively, it just wasn't a good matchup. You had Aaron Gordon is stepping up this playoffs, playing well. When you look at Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Jokic, you got to say, hey, the game plan going in was let's let Aaron Gordon beat us, because he's not a traditional scorer. He's not really looked at as a scoring option. He's more of a guy that's going to get you hustle points, rebound, and make some athletic plays, but he's not the guy you look at to get you 25 a game. So the game plan is let Aaron Gordon beat us, and that's what he did. Aaron Gordon went out there and just played his ass off. He's continued to play his ass off these playoff games. So they're looking like a team where, you got to pick your poison, and it's tough. So the Denver Nuggets beat the Lakers in that round one 4-1. Minnesota Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns with the quote-unquote super team. Like KD looked good. You had Devin Booker's playing well. I think he had one game where he played a little rough. Bradley Beal's kind of up and down. That team it's just chemistry. The same thing we saw with KD and the Nets. They didn't have a lot of games here in the regular season, and I think that shows in the playoffs. You can kind of see their chemistry is off. The flow of the game is different when all three of them are in, and like the rotation it just seems off. And that boy Anthony Edwards is getting it done with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are looking fantastic. Anthony Edwards is playing out of his mind. Rudy Gobert is also playing well, and Anthony Towns as well is playing well. And then other guys on those teams, they're just, again, looking like a whittle. The two teams that look the best to me in the West are OKC and the Minnesota Timberwolves in round one, because I'm going to bring up round two what I'm seeing. Then the Clippers and the Mavs win that series 4-2. Again, you got Clippers, Kawhi is out, which was a big deal because you got a guy that's a really big presence defensively and is also a big presence offensively. I believe he only played 1 or 2 games, but he was out for a couple of those games, and with Paul George. But the Mavs with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving and Tim Hardaway, I mean, they're looking absolutely phenomenal. They win that series. For the East, first round, Boston wins 4-1. Boston looks like they're pretty much dominating as they go in that series. Miami did get one. Jimmy Butler, I believe, was out the whole series or maybe the majority of the series, so that did play a factor with Miami Heat because your number one guy is out. Knicks beat the 76ers 4-2. Knicks look phenomenal with Jalen Brunson, OG in there, as well as Josh Hart. You can go down the list. They're playing good team ball as well as good team defense. And the 76ers, Joel Embiid kind of hurt, like tweaking his knee or kind of re-injuring his knee a little bit. He still played on his knee, but you can tell it bothered him, and he wasn't being as aggressive as he kind of hurt his knee. And it was just Joel Embiid kind of having to do it all. Tobias Harris was coming in and out and doing what he had to do. And then Kyle Lowry, it just wasn't enough. They did get 2 wins, but the Knicks win it there. And to me, besides Boston, the Knicks looked the best out of the East. It's going to be Knicks and Boston in round one that really looked good to me. The Bucks, Pacers. Pacers actually beat the Bucks, upset. Bucks were ranked 3rd. Pacers were 6th. Pacers win 4-2. Now, in the Bucks, Giannis did go down with an injury and didn't play the remaining of the series, which I believe obviously played a factor. So it was pretty much just Dame Lillard, Chris Middleton, and Brook Lopez kind of carrying the weight of the team. In Covington, those guys carrying the weight of the team. I will say Chris Middleton stepped up because I believe Dame Lillard got hurt as well. So that elimination game, it was pretty much just Chris Middleton out there just balling, and he played phenomenal, but it wasn't enough. They were playing hurt and missing a key pieces, so the Pacers get that win. Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic, that goes to Game 7. Cleveland gets that win there for the last game. They win 4-3. Cleveland's looking good. Darius Garland is back. You got Chris LeVert. You have, I believe their center. I forget his name. Hang on, I gotta get his name for you guys because it's bothering me. He has the fro. Oh my gosh, he's out. I know he's out right now. I don't remember if he was out during the first round, but this is killing me. Hang on, I'm looking up his name right now. Where is he? Jared Allen. Goodness gracious, I'm sorry. Jared Allen's out with the Reds, but you got Evan Mobley who's playing well. Where is he at? Max Strus is playing well. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead because we're in round 2, but he had a good game last year shooting some threes. Last game shooting threes. But the Cavs get the job done in round 1 over the Orlando Magic. Now, that is the recap for round 1. We're currently in round 2. I don't want to get too far ahead because I am going to recap round 2. But right now, round 2, we have Boston Celtics up on the Cavaliers 2-1. Cavaliers are matching up well with Boston. I wouldn't be surprised. I believe they have a game going on right now where Boston is up 102-95 against the Cavs. I can see the Cavs pulling this off, but Boston is the current favorite to win out of the East. I believe Boston is the current favorite to win overall, which is kind of surprising. Everybody's looking like all roads lead to the Timberwolves, but it's really Boston. They had the #1 record going in. They're pretty much dominating They're pretty much dominating their teams that they're playing. They've only had a few close competitive games since they started. But the Boston and Cavaliers, Knicks are playing the Pacers. It's tied 2-2. In the West, OKC is playing the Mavs, and OKC is down. Mavs are up 2-1 to OKC. And Denver and Timberwolves, they just tied it up 2-2. One thing I will say, so without getting too deep, the Dallas Mavericks are really stepping up as a competitive team here. I can see the Dallas Mavs beating OKC, going to the Western Conference Final against the Timberwolves or Denver. And with the way the Luka and Kyrie are the chemistry they have right now, I would not be surprised if they make it to the NBA Finals. So Dallas has really stepped up. So I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting, I don't know if you guys remember earlier, people that have watched, I had the Clippers as my dark horse team, a team I could see kind of making waves in the playoffs. So I had picked them to beat Dallas. Dallas wins, and just the games I've watched, Dallas is playing well. So I can see them making moves and coming out of the West. So Dallas has stepped up there. For the East, the Pacers, they've tied it 2-2. Tyrese Halliburton, he had a couple in that first round. He had some games that were kind of rough. He started off the first game of the second round a little rough. He only had like 6 points in one of those games. He only took, I believe, 3 shots or something crazy like that, or 6 shots or something like that. But he's starting to play more aggressive, doing what he does best, which is assist the ball. He's led the NBA in assists, so he's really getting to the cup, dishing it out, and he's hitting those open threes and getting his other players involved. Miles Turner's protecting the rim, getting to the cup, and just absolutely dominating the boards and dominating the rim and protecting the rim as well. So the Pacers for the East are looking good and they are competing. The Dallas Mavs from the West are looking good and they're competing. So we will see how round 2 unfolds as we get going into the second round of the playoffs. But that is going to be it for the NBA coverage. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Whatever you're listening or watching this to, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe for sure so you guys don't miss out what we have going on here at IB Talks Podcast Network. We'll catch you guys next time.
I'm gonna chase my dreams, my